And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Cap Space WBB. It is soon going to be the start of a new NCAA women's basketball season, so that means we had to dip into the luxury taxes we so often do and pay top dollar for some of the biggest stars in the sport to come grace us with their presence on the show. And of course, one of the biggest ones you're going to see this year, Iowa State's Jada Williams joining us here. Jada, thank you so much for being on the show with us.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it should be a good one. I mean, this has been a big off season for you. I mean, in so many ways, like the hype is hit, the portal hit, and now all of a sudden you're in Ames, Iowa. I guess that's kind of the first jumping off point. How'd you end up from Tucson to Ames and with Iowa State?
Yeah, I think I went into the portal hoping to find a good culture and be around people who believed in me and play for a coach who believed in me and kind of get a fresh start and take these last 2 years to really hone in and focus on the main thing. And I think talking to Iowa State, talking to the players, of course, I knew Addie and Audi for a long time, and I played against a lot of them being from Kansas City. Iowa was that was our rivals growing up in AAU. So just knowing them, talking to them, I really wanted to come back closer to home, be back in the Midwest, closer to my family so they can come to all the games and stuff like that. So that was a big thing for me. But honestly, it was culture for me. I went through a lot of things in the 2 years I was at Arizona. So just focusing on what do I want out of these last 2 years. Obviously, I want to go to the league. So I was setting myself up for that as well. And ever since I've been here, it's been everything that I dreamed of it being.
When you mentioned like the culture of it, right? Like Addie and Audi especially are two of the biggest stars in the game, but it seemed like this whole year, or all of last year rather, they needed a guard in that backcourt, like a real true facilitator and someone that could kind of take them up to the next level. On the court, the fit feels pretty good. What did they do to really hammer home that culture point? Like when you got up to Ames, what was planned? I know the recruiting process is a little different when you're in the portal versus leaving high school. So why did it hit home that this culture was the right one for you?
Yeah, I think going through the things that I did, and even before I got to college, just dealing with people in general, you kind of get a good feel for the realness and stuff like that. And so I think coming in, I knew what questions to ask, because coming out of high school, you don't really know what to expect. You don't know what to ask. You don't ask the important things. You ask the things only that you know. And so coming to the port, I knew I had a list. My mom had a list. And so we went in basically just super honest. I didn't really want to do all the flashy stuff because I've already been through that once. And so for me, it was strictly like asking hard questions to the players for real. Like I asked Addie and Audie a lot of tough questions and I trust them. And they answered not correctly, but they answered honestly. They didn't lie. And even like pros, cons, good, bad, ugly, they told me everything. And so I think that was something that really helped me a lot, is trusting somebody or trusting multiple people that were already here. And then just asking the tough questions. I think I got a really good feel for Coach Finn. He's an amazing guy. And he's not gonna BS you really. So I think for that, it was he's going to put me in the right position. And I truly felt like he believed in me from jump. And we played against him. So I was watching close as I do for all the coaches, because I'm trying to pick their ear while we're in the game, try to get their feel. So I think playing against them as well, they have a really good style. They had an amazing point guard last year, one of the best to ever do it. And I'm filling in some big shoes, obviously. But I think for me, I just bring a little something different to the table. I'm a very, very vocal leader. I'm a very passionate leader. And so for me, that's kind of the goal I want to come in here with, is do everything that I can to set my teammates up for success. It's really like a lot of people think it's just me, Addie, and Audie. And they're going to be shocked this year because we have some amazing people who like off the court as well. Like coming from the situation that I came from, I didn't know what to expect with everybody, how team dynamic was. And like, honestly, like I was like, hey, it has to be different from where I came from, but you don't know. Like you really don't. Anything can happen. And so coming here, like I told my mom after the first week of workouts, like I texted her and I was like, Mom, like I'm right where I'm supposed to be at. And like I got tears in my eyes because like you go through a lot and people don't see everything. Like people think it's all sunshine and rainbows. Like, yeah, there's drama here and there, but like people really don't see the knit and the grit that we go through as college athletes, mentally, physically, all the things. And you don't see everybody's mental health struggle. And so coming here and being surrounded by this group of girls that I am, like, it brought tears to my eyes. And I hope they don't watch this because we haven't even started season yet, and I don't want them to be seeing me all whoop de whoop, you know what I mean? So I hope they don't watch this. But no, I'm really surrounded by a great group of girls on and off the court. Like, I wake up every day hungry, and they do the same. And if I was to ever go through something here, I know that I could go to them with anything. And it's been such a short time, so like being close with them that fast is something that I'm not used to. And I'm an outgoing person, and there's some people on our team that aren't outgoing. And so kind of breaking them out of their shell, like it's definitely been fun to get to learn everybody and stuff like that. And that's kind of the thing that I love most about this place is just how everyone is so open and honest. And everybody, like, we text in the group, anything we're doing, like, y'all want to go here or we're going to get food, like everybody's texting in the group chat. And that's something I wasn't a part of before. So just everybody hanging out, everybody being close. I think that's something that you're definitely going to be able to see once we hit the court. Like, that chemistry is something that you can't fake. And so I'm super excited to just get to learn the flow of the game and stuff like that. And just when everybody gets healthy, we're going to be dangerous.
I feel like for you, it's been such a unique learning of, like, not just the basketball side of things, but like the world and how it works. And just kind of based off, what I've heard so far, it's one of those things where you've had to grow up like a lot mentally, and being the first high school player to get an NIL deal, with Spalding, like you really were one of the forerunners of that, which I would imagine makes you have to grow up really quick mentally at 17, 18 and be able to suss out who's right and who's not right. What has the last handful of years kind of been for you in regards to that journey of having to grow up and understand what is best for you and how to make those tough choices between, be a competitor, grind through things, you can get through anything, but also knowing if a situation isn't right, you also have to trust your gut and have that maturity to say, you know what, it might not be the right fit for me. I have to look somewhere else to find something that's going to set me up for success in the long term instead.
Yeah, I think for me, the biggest thing for me is always falling back on my faith. I think no matter what situation I go through, I've been able to fall back on the Lord in every situation. And so it gives me the courage to kind of step out on a limb and go face first into any situation I'm going into, whether that be a tough game, whether that be the transfer portal, whether that be the classroom, whether that be social media. I feel like I'm fearless in that sense because I know if I do fall, and I do fall a lot, that God's going to pick me right back up and I'm in the same position that I was before, because no matter what I'm going into, that situation doesn't define who I am. And I think for me, I pray every single day that God doesn't allow the outside noise to mess up how I love on people. And I think I pray that my heart doesn't change no matter what situation hurts it. And so no matter what friend turned their back on me or what friend was fake to me or what coach did this or what coach did this, I'm still Jada and I still have the heart that God gave me. And I'm still going to love on everybody the same. And I think that's something that I've had to work hard for. And I've prayed hard for, and I prayed deep for. And I've got definitely below surface level on those prayers and those things and those talks with the Lord. And I think that's really what set me up. And it gave me a foundation to be able to go off of and to reset from every single time something does happen. And so I think for me, it's that's the biggest thing. Like, mental health is always a battle. And I think one person I do watch a lot of is Haley Van Lith. She is not afraid to talk about her mental health. And I think for me, it allowed me to kind of step out my comfort zone and talk about the things that I do struggle with. And so for me, it's just setting that base foundation. God gave me this platform for a reason. And it's not only like my purpose, but my greater purpose is to serve the Lord and to give back to him and spread his word, his love to everybody else that I can, and not forcing it on people, but being strong in that. And I think that carries me every step of the way. It doesn't matter if I have a bad game. It doesn't matter if I make shots. It doesn't matter if I get my ankles broken. It doesn't matter. Like, my greater purpose is to come out here and put my best foot forward. And I think God gives me the courage to do that every single day. And so honestly, like, it's not about the social media. It's not about the money. It's not about the deals. I've always been able to fall back on my family, one, but more importantly, my faith. And I think I'll never give that up.
Yeah, I feel like I've talked to a couple different coaches about this, right? About this idea of like faith as an inclusive concept. Because I feel like nowadays, right, we think about faith like from a place of exclusivity, like if you are of a certain faith, you're over here, and if you're not, you're over here. And in talking to coaches, like this discussion of, how can you run a program that's rooted in faith but still be inclusive to everyone of different faiths or those that might not share your faith, right? For you, being someone that takes so much of their life within their faith, I guess how do you find ways to bring it into your teammates or make it a part of what the team is doing without turning it into like, you have to like be on my wave in this way? Is there a balance to that you found over the course of your playing career?
Yeah, I think you can kind of fill it out. I think for me, that's something that I wear on my sleeve, and that's something that I'm very passionate about. So if you come to me and ask me about it, absolutely, I'll talk about it. I'm going to ask you, and if you don't respond in a receiving way, then that's okay. And I'm not going to force it on you. But I think for me, and even at Iowa State, like we go to church together. I even go to church with some people on different sports teams here. And so that was something that I was like, whoa, like God is working behind the scenes. And I realized it quick. And a lot of, even when I committed, like they're like, you're going to Iowa, you're going to hate it. There's nothing in Iowa. And I was like, man, I don't care. Like, one, I'm from Kansas City. It's really not that different. It's definitely bigger in Kansas City, but my family farms sweet corn and soybeans. So it's like, it's not that different. And two, God is in a phase right now in my life that I can feel him going. It's head down and grind. Like, it's not go kick it here. You know what I mean? So it's like head down and grind. There's nothing else to do. Get in the gym, separate yourself, and have the next 2 years be something that people are going to remember. And so I think that's something that I would like. I bought into, and when I got here, I was like, "This is your journey. Commit to something. I think Kobe said it best. Do not negotiate what you already have set in your mind. Work is work, and that's not something that's negotiable. So I think for me, that's something that I've been set up for success here. But again, like I'm falling back on that faith every time, and I'm surrounded by people that believe the same thing as I do, and so I think that's something that's going to be more powerful than people.
Beyond the faith component, I'd imagine the last couple of years has tested that, in a lot of different ways. Who for you in the last couple of years has been there in unique ways during some of the tougher moments? And is there anything or any interaction or phrase that you've gotten from anyone during those times that you still kind of carry with you now of like, right when I needed them, like they were placed there to help me get out of rock bottom or out of the hole to find my way forward?
Yeah, I think I have a couple people. Definitely my mom is somebody who were like this. That's my dog. That's my best friend. That's my everything, really. Like she makes the world go round. And so for me, that's always one. One of my youth pastors from San Diego, the 2 years that I lived in San Diego, we've been doing Bible studies every week since around the time I hit the portal. It was hard. Like it was really hard. And I asked for help because I was hurt. I'm a loyal kid. So to leave the things I've known for 2 years, my academic people, my strength people, my medical team, my best friends that we trauma bonded with. So that was really it was a hard thing to do. And so I asked for help. And then another big one was my strength coach from Arizona. That was a father figure to me, as somebody that I'll keep in my corner for the rest of my life moving forward. He now works for the New York Giants, but that's somebody who believed in me no matter what I was going through. That's somebody who was pouring in positivity every single day, no matter if he was going through something, no matter what. That's my guy. His name's Chris Allen. I call him Dad. That's my pops. That's somebody that I love real deep in my heart. But yeah, I think those are three solid people. And then my family, of course, is people that I fall back on. But yeah.
I want to switch gears real quick to something you had mentioned earlier. Sweet corn and beans. That was your family farmed?
Yeah, my mom's side of family farms. They just took a batch of corn in for me so I could have it through the winter. And so yeah, I grew up on a farm. My grandparents lived on the farm. The best sweet corn you'll ever have.
I gotta try this now. Is it
Everybody
is it
gotta try
Missouri?
it. Man, y'all don't even know.
So what was that like kind of as a fundamental part of growing up. I'd imagine that, farm life, it breeds that loyalty. It breeds that perseverance. It breeds that, you have a job to do and have to work through it. How did that have an impact on the basketball? And also, do you have any particularly interesting memories of being potentially put into working on the farm to go get sweet corn?
Yeah, I think before like basketball started to get crazy, me and my sister would always spend the summers up in called Rockport, Missouri. All my cousins still lived there, my aunts and uncles, and then the head of the house was my grandpa and my grandma. So they were the head of the house. They had the big farms, the big tractors, the combines, and that's somebody who really that's who I grew up and still in faith was my grandpa. He passed away due to pancreatic cancer my freshman year of high school, but he's definitely looking down, proud as all can be. But that's somebody who instilled faith into me, into my mom, and then passed it on to me and my sister. But the memory, like they're the hardest workers I know. So growing up, looking at those people, to give my mom strength growing up for sure. And I think we kind of watched my mom be strong, and that's kind of how we got the traits that we have today. I'm just charismatic and full of life, full of joy. And I think carrying on the word from God is something that we grew up doing. I remember when I was really, really little, like I would cry on the court. Like I would be I was so competitive. Like somebody stole a ball from me. Like we lost. Like I'm in shambles. It's like I had to find a way not to cry on the court anymore. And so me, my mom, and my grandpa, we would do. I would memorize a verse each week, and I just happened to find one when I was young that would just like automatically like click a different mode into me. And it was Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified. Because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. And that's something that I still say to this day on the court. Frustration, anything like that. That verse has stayed with me probably like 6 or 7 years old. And I was memorizing the verse each week. And a video just popped up, and I was so little, like sending a video to my grandpa of the verse I was learning that week. And so for me, that's just something that I live by. And that's the verse I say every single day when I wake up. That's the verse I say on the court. That's the verse I say when I'm struggling, because that's just something that has meant something so deep to me, and I can feel his presence through that verse. And so for me, from a young age, nobody can tell me that my relationship with God is something that it isn't. No matter what I'm doing, no matter who you are, you could be the most famous person, you cannot tell me about my relationship with the Lord. And so I think that's something that I stand by, and that's something that I grew up watching, and I seen them my grandpa live a faithful life. And so that's something I strive to live like. And then being on a farm, hard work. I used to clean the beds, the flowers. I used to help lay mulch. I used to clean my papa's car, and I would buy walkie-talkies every single time. Like I would clean his dirty truck, mud, dirt, drink bottles, food, anything. I would clean it for money every summer and buy the same thing, walkie-talkies every time. But I remember in harvest, like that's kind of, for me, I think of it like harvest season for them is like nonstop grind every single day. So like when it hits season, that's our harvest. It's like in fall, we're hitting season and they're hitting harvest. So it was like we would go bring them food, and now like I kind of similarize it with like I'm hitting season, it's time to lock in. Like you're grinding all day in and out. You go to school, you go shoot, you go to practice, you go home, you go to sleep, you wake up, and you start getting to the money. You start winning them games. You start getting deep in the tournament and stuff like that. It's kind of similar, but yeah, I grew up around the hardest workers I know. So, and nobody can knock me off that path.
It's interesting because the combination of things, right, from the farm background to the athletic background, right? A lot of our world in that respect, and I use our loosely because I was an athlete 15 years ago, but like the idea of being open with your mental health is something that kind of runs counter to that a little bit, right? Like when I was, competing, I was a competitive mogul skier at the US level for a little while. And so much of how we're raised in that kind of thing is like, you don't score the way you need to score. You don't land the way you need to land. Like you get up, you click your skis off, you hike to the jump, you do it again on training days. And so you're not really used to this idea of not only expecting help, soliciting help, asking for help. You're just kind of used to this idea of like, I'm going to shove it and I'm going to overcome it. For you, what's the evolution of that been? I mean, have you always been someone that, is willing to kind of be that emotionally in tune, or was that a process that you had to go through to understand I do need that help, or I am looking for that help, or I am finding, solace in a certain chapter and verse? Has that grown or been there with you forever?
It's a challenge, and it's always going to be a challenge. Maybe not for everyone, but for me, it definitely is.
Sure.
I'm not vocal with it. So really my freshman year, I challenged myself to talk to the sports psych. And it was a big challenge for me because talking about my feelings is not something that I'm used to. And I really do have like a hard barrier around my heart just because of everything I've been through. And I'm an athlete. Like like it ain't nothing. You know what I mean? So you keep pushing it off, and you push it off again, and you push it off again, and you just keep going, and then you get to a point where it's like, I'm broken down. Like you can't hold all that forever. You can't, and you're not gonna. Your mental health is not gonna hold you up for that long, and so
you
you
go
have
one
to
of
work
two
on it.
ways. It's like
going into the weight room. You gotta work out. You gotta build your muscle. That's the same thing with mental health, and that's kind of the approach that I've taken to it. Like you're gonna have days where you're not benching your max bench, and I feel that like now, like I'm not on my game this week, or I feel a little off this week. It's about what do you do now, and so I kind of have my steps. Like I'm definitely not calling nobody and being like, hey man, like I'm struggling, I'm doing this, and that's why I've been so close with the Lord, because it's somebody who I can talk to, and he gonna be straight with me, and I feel I have a unique relationship because I treat it like that's my dog, like me and God, like this. You know what I mean? And so I take it into that aspect. Like I talk to him all the time. I don't have to be in a traditional prayer. Like I don't have to close my eyes. Like I'll be in the kitchen, like God, like I need some extra strength today. Like I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Like I'm real tired. Like my body tired. Things like that. And so I think that's kind of the take that I've kind of had with it. And it's just like it's definitely not easy. And I talk about it like it's easy, but it's definitely not. Like there's days I struggle. There's days I'm crying. There's days I feel like, man, I need to call my mom. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle for the rest of my life. And I think it's a good battle. And I think it's a battle that I've kind of grown to have a healthy relationship with. And I've kind of taken like an embracive approach to it, I think. And so just kind of knowing that this is something that challenges you, let it challenge you and get better at it. I'm a competitive person. So like I'm gonna get real good at this. Like I'm gonna be talking to Eric. I'm gonna get on my Bible study each week. I'm gonna talk to the sports psych. I'm gonna do this, and it's kind of been a competitive thing. So it's worked for me. I don't know if that way would work for everybody, but it's worked for me, and I've definitely gotten a lot better with it, and it's helped me. It's helped me grow as a person. It's helped me grow as a player, and it's really helped me grow as a leader.
Yeah, and I appreciate the candor on that, because the reason I asked that question is Emily Ryan last year, had this extremely courageous public disclosure of some things that she was going through within her own mental health journey. And it feels like the players at Iowa State generally have embraced the ability to say, I need help, or I'm struggling with this kind of thing. I'd imagine, were those like among some of the questions that you said, those hard, tough questions that required people to kind of answer you straight on, I guess, were those some of the questions that, you talked to Addie and Audi about, of like, if I am going through something, like, how will it be received in this locker room? Like, how will people be willing to talk, or will people be willing to talk about it with me? Will Coach Fenn be willing to lend an ear to it? Was that a conversation in the calculus with them, or is that something that you just kind of intrinsically trusted was going to be okay here based on the conversations that you'd had with them about other things?
Yeah, and I think that was definitely some questions that I asked. And each person kind of has a different person, whether that be our athletic trainer who we're really close with, or strength coach, whatever you find, you kind of gravitate towards that one person. And it might not be the coaching staff. It might be somebody, your teammate. It might be somebody that you gravitate towards. But I think that's the culture thing I'm talking about. Not, he's not cussing us out in practice. And that's not the culture I'm talking about. I'm talking about the culture that's going to make me a better person. The culture that when I am down on my last bend and I'm really struggling, is my coach is going to be okay with that, or are they going to push me down even more? You know what I mean? And that's the culture that they've built. And I think you watch Emily Ryan, any press conference you watch, you can tell that these people love each other, man. Like it's not sunshine and rainbows, but if you expect that out of a program, you might as well click that off now, because that's never going to happen. You play sports, everybody has emotions, everybody has bad days. You're going to go through things, but it's about surrounding yourself with the right people in those certain situations. You got to take the tough heat. You got to take you turn the ball over, you're going to get chewed out. You got to take, but that's preference, and I prefer that. I prefer to be surrounded by people that are going to challenge me every single day, whether that be teammates, coaches, support staff, whatever it is. But it's about having people that you trust around you and that you feel comfortable with in your most vulnerable moments. And I'm in the right place.
On that note, right? It's pretty crazy kind of like thinking about your journey in general, because I feel like your generation, like you, Hannah, Juju, Malaysia, HVL, Paige, like that was really the first like overtime generation of women's basketball players. Like it feels like you guys were the first true wave of viral players that ended up, you know, really taking the world by storm. And now we kind of see it as all of you are getting older and some of you are now in the WNBA, like the fan bases that like have almost grown with you guys, like from teenagers to adulthood. For you as somebody who, you know, had a lot of hype coming in, you know, the team success at Arizona probably wasn't what you wanted it to be. And now you end up at a program like Iowa State. What's the growth for you been like in terms of just kind of understanding how the hype machine works? And I guess, have you ever felt this idea of like, however quickly people can jump on your bandwagon, like they will jump off your bandwagon too. And knowing that in spite of, you know, this kind of wave in terms of that press for you, you still have a couple years to remind the world who Jada Williams is in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah. I think, man, the amount of things people have said to me is crazy, bro. It's crazy. But that's why you gotta start off with good roots, because you're gonna take some hits, boy. You're gonna take some punches. Like, Jada Williams fell off. Your fell off needs to be studied. You suck now. All the things. And I'm just sitting back like, man, I can't. You don't even know what I'm going through, bro. You don't even know half of it. So I think now it's like, it's time to wake some people up. It's time to wake some people back up. I got a feeling like this year in general and going into my senior year, it's about to get real scary. I'm surrounded by people who love on me. I'm able to love on them. It's good environments, it's smiles, it's laughs, and they're setting me up to be a successful point guard. And I think y'all about to see the old Jada. Y'all about to see Lil Bullet again. And I just, man, y'all got me excited. I'm about to go hit in the gym right now. Like, y'all got some things to watch out for, man. We coming. That's all I gotta say.
I gotta say, you got me ready to run through a brick wall over here, man. Shoot, like I'm not even in that kind of shape anymore to do something like that. I guess like when it comes to that level of excitement, for you, like, is there a fun thing about the people that you're playing with? Like, because anybody can watch Addie and Audi and be like, they're really good at basketball, you know? And like, even watching, I was down in Colorado Springs for the FIBA AmeriCup trials. And like, even when put up against the best bigs in the country with Reagan and Joyce and like being in a whole grouping, like Audi still stands out among everybody else. What is the level of excitement to just kind of be connected with them? And what is it that you're most excited to kind of bring in terms of how this offense works and how you can make them shine and how they can make you shine too?
Yeah, I think this three that people are saying, oh, big three, y'all don't even know the other people that we got. And I think for me, that's
who else we got?
Man,
who else we got?
It's some dogs. We got Reese coming in as a freshman. She's about, y'all don't even talk about her. She's about a boy. She's a dog. She's a dog. We got EP coming in, transferring, defensive player of the year in her conference. Like, she's a dog. AJ, Ariana Jackson, I grew up playing against her. Like, nobody talks about her, but she's a dog. Like, I feel like now my job is to set everybody up for success. Like, where does she want to shoot? I'm going to get her the ball there. When does she need the ball here? Like, does she need, like, you know what I mean? Like, learning everybody. That's always been what I love about being a point guard, is knowing your personnel. And that's something I learned from a young age. Like, you got to KYP, know your personnel. And I think that's the part I love, breaking down outside of practice and stuff, thinking about, oh, she likes to shoot here, she's gonna be here, things like that. And I think I'm gonna pull a lot of passion out of a lot of people who didn't even know they had it. Like, I'm gonna have everybody scream, and we gonna be hyped. Like, we gonna be jumping. And our fans are insane. Like, we average 10,000 fans a game. Like, nobody that's top. That's top. Like, you don't see that in women's basketball a lot. And so coming to Ames, I'm excited to get in Hilton and show people like we got what it takes, and we just gotta. It's up to us now. We got the pieces. We got the coaching staff. We got everything that we need. It's up to us to make it happen. And I think it's going to be super special for everybody to kind of learn everyone outside of us three, learning who she is, learning, because everybody's so funny. Like we got the best shooters in the country. Like, let's be for real. Like, we literally have the best shooters in the country, surrounded by the best big in the country, surrounded by the best four in the country, surrounded by the best PG in the country. So it's like, let's do something with it. Like, let's put some people on the map. We will wake everybody up. Like, people are just not. I just don't think that people are ready to really see what we got coming.
It sounds like you got love for the game back. Is that fair to say?
No, like I tell a lot of, like, I lost the love for the game. I really did. It was a drag, like, to wake up and go every single day. It was hard for me because this is something that I've done my whole entire life, and it's been my outlet. No matter what I was going through, basketball is my outlet, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's not my outlet anymore. It became stressful, and I was like, this isn't right. And that's how I knew this is not the place I'm supposed to be in. It's knocking me off my game, and they're trying to pull me down, and I got to get up out of here, and I got to go somewhere that believes in me. And now the spark is back in my eyes. I'm coming in a practice hype. I'm ready to go. Like, it's gonna be a really, really fun season, and I'm excited. I feel like the old Jada, my smile is back, and honestly, I'm giving that props to the Lord, and I'm giving that props to my teammates, because whether they know it or not, they brought the old Jada back. I'm back joking with everybody. I'm back doing the things that I love, and it feels amazing.
I love that. Where Lil Bullet come from as a nickname?
My godfather, he was a big hooper in Kansas City. He played in Nebraska and Colorado State, and then went to play overseas. And it's somebody that's been in my corner since jump. They called him the Bullet, and so we was just in the gym together all day, all night. In the summer, my mom would drop me off in the morning, and he would take me home at like 11 at night. Like, that's all I did. So everybody just started calling me Lil Bullet, and that's kind of something that stuck. And then I got older, so I was like, stop calling me that. But it's still in there.
You know what the funniest thing is? Like, when I was doing some of the prep for the interview, if you like go through like social platforms and stuff, I think like one of your old Twitter accounts is still up, because it's like Jada Lil Bullet Williams that's still popping around.
That was I introduced myself as that growing up. Any interview, like in the circle, like when you'd introduce yourself at camps, and I'm Jada Lil Bullet Williams. I'm dead serious.
Oh, that's so funny. I had a girl when I was in college. I interned at NBC Sports over one summer, and we had a girl. I hope she doesn't feel bad that I'm putting her on blast, but we also haven't talked in like 15 years, so that's okay. We had a girl that her name was Toya Womack, and whenever we would do these lunch and learns with like executives of the company, she would introduce herself as the Toya Womack, and it was one of those things where I was like, you know what? I think I might take that, because all these years later, I can still remember that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everybody, like my friends joke about it, like, Lil Bullet, like, it's stuck, man. And that's what people call me. Like, at tournaments, I'm like, Lil Bullet, can we take a picture? I'm like, this is crazy.
Lil Bullet Sweet Corn is that's the next NIL deal for you. I feel like that's something up your alley. The last couple I got for you, and I appreciate you being so generous with your time with us on the show. When you look through just kind of what some of your outside interests are, like one of the things that I've heard from a lot of people, like Maddie Booker's talked to us about it, Tanaya's talked to us about it, like they decompress by playing Legos and like building Lego flowers and that kind of stuff. I'm curious, do you have any like decompression things that people might look at you and be like, really, that's what you do? And you're like, yeah, that is exactly what I do to make sure that I get my head straight again.
Yeah, for me, photography is a big one. Photography is like calming presence for me, but it still challenged me in a way. So I love taking pictures. I have a golden retriever who just turned 1. That's my guy. His name's Deuce. Yes. So he takes up a lot of my time. When I come home, he just with a smile on my face. And like, people laugh at me, but like, he really saved my life. Like, mental health was hard, and I got a puppy, and now I have a best friend forever. I hope forever, ever. I never want to lose him, but that's my guy. He just turned 1. He's a little energy ball. He's the cutest thing ever. But he's never sad. He just is always happy. And so I come home, no matter if I had a terrible workout. I missed every shot I took. Like, he's just smiling, happy to see me. So that's my guy. He takes up a lot of time. I love playing fetch with him. He has a lot of energy, so I try to get his energy out. But other than that, I don't know. I play Fortnite. I watch shows.
What's on right now? Are you a Love Island fan?
I did watch Love Island, but I was mad because Ace and Shelley got kicked off, so I stopped watching it after that. Right now, I'm watching The Shy. That's my favorite show right now. But favorite shows, like Top Boy is one of my favorite ones.
That's a good one.
That's probably like that's my end game is Top Boy. But yeah,
I can see that.
I don't really have a lot of time, so when I do have time, I'm just chilling.
You're a brave woman for getting a dog at a low point in life, man. Like those puppy blues when they hit, like they
hit too. They hit, and I was about to give him back. Like I was about to give it. Like he doesn't chew. He never really went to the bathroom in the house. None of that. But he was like sick for the first month I got him because of his shots, and I literally had to take him out every hour on the hour to use the bathroom, and like it was awful.
Yeah,
and my mom would fly from Kansas City to Tucson to help me take care of this dog because I couldn't sleep and I had games. So I was like, Mom, you have to come save me. Like I need to sleep.
We have a Bernese mountain dog now who in the puppy stages, it was like, we're not sleeping. He's chewing the walls.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't have those puppy blues. He was a good boy.
I love that. The last question that I got for you, on this photography kick that you got, you've got the separate Instagram, like of some athletic photos that, you took at U of A. Are we going to see that continue at Iowa State? And I guess, what is it just about sports photography that piques your interest in that way?
I think for me, it's like, if I could tell a photographer exactly what I wanted, then I would be in heaven. And I do, obviously I have photographers that I really do enjoy and like have been a part of my journey. But like now I feel like I know what athletes want pictures of. And like 90% of the time it's not even in the game. It's like walking in, dapping your friends up. It's like the cool picture. So I think I have fun capturing those moments and like kind of telling a story through those pictures. And it's been something that kind of winds down a way. Like it's not stressful. Like it's just something that challenges me. I get to learn something. I get to be competitive with it. And so, yeah, absolutely. Like volleyball's about to start up, football's about to start up, soccer's about to start up. You about to be seeing a whole bunch of Iowa State athletics from J-Dub to Flicks. So stay tuned.
I love it. Jada, really appreciate you being on the show. Just all your candor on all the questions. I know some are easier than others, but can't thank you enough for being on and excited to be watching you hoop this year at Iowa State.
Thank you so much. Roll Clones, baby.